attention. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to your attention. So what are you placing your attention on? What do you see in your mind? What are you focusing on? Because that will manifest.
Everything in your life is about where you place your attention. Absolutely everything. And you decide whether you want to stay in the positive or whether you want to stay in the negative. If something happens to you and you decide it's negative and you place your attention there, that will accumulate more negative things. If something negative happens to you and you decide not to pay attention to it, you're just going to continue. And that's where you want to be. You want to harvest the good. You want to stay in the flow. That will put you at ease. And when you're at ease, you're capable of creating without all the pressure, without all the other things that are preventing you from using your imagination.
See the effect that things have on you. What do certain thoughts, how do they manifest for you? What happens with your personality? What happens with your relationships? What happens with your communication? What happens with your progress? Or certain things that you're doing that you choose to do on a daily basis? Are they serving you? Look at a plant. If you water it, if you take care of it, if you give it attention, it's going to grow. If you don't, it's going to wither away and die. You can follow that same approach for your thoughts. If there are certain things that you believe, if there are certain thoughts that you're having, if there are, let's say, problems, take your mind away from those problems and focus on the embodiment of the solutions. And then those problems will die away. Because everything needs attention. Everything needs attention. Your love needs attention. Your goals need attention. Your garden needs attention. And whatever you don't show attention to will fade off. And whatever you do show attention to will manifest. So if you're focused on what's not working, what you're not happy about, what you're lacking, that will manifest, and it's not the other way around. You're creating your reality. Your imagination and your attention creates your reality. What would you like to manifest in this world? If your stream of thoughts and your stream of actions are not producing the results that you want, it's time to stop placing your attention in the things that are doing that.
That are not serving you, that are not serving your goal. You see, when something happens to you, you have to understand that it's either going to control you or you're going to be in control of it. I personally like to stay in control. I don't like things to control me. So when something bad happens to me, I will do my best to focus on the solution. Not what happened, not why it happened, not who did it, but what is the solution. And that way, I don't get too emotional. I find solution, I move on. I don't stay stuck. You're in control. Harvest the good. Stay positive. There's always going to be bad things that happen in life, in the world. There are, all the time, any second, right? But you need to choose to stay positive, because that's how you can continue moving forward towards your goal and eventually perhaps help this world get fixed, you know?
Otherwise, you'll be stuck thinking about all of the problems constantly, and then there's going to be another problem and another problem and another thing that kind of slows you down. The way that you see yourself is the way that you will be. The way that you imagine yourself is the way that you will be. So if you're, say, in a situation where you imagine yourself to feel trapped, whether it's in a job, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in any kind of situation that you have, if you focus on the fact that you're trapped, and every day you wake up and you think, wow, I'm in the worst situation that I could be, I can't get out of it, how am I going to get out of it, I'm so trapped, you're going to be in that. And the more attention you place to this type of mentality, the more it will grow. Because whatever you water, that's what's going to grow. So I don't need to tell you that when you're trapped, what you really want is freedom. Water the freedom. Do the things that make you feel free. And then more of your day and more of your time will be feeling free. And if you see yourself as free instead of seeing yourself as trapped, you will manifest that. That's how attention works. Whatever you water, that's what grows.
So pay attention. Pay attention where you place your attention. Stay positive, harvest the good, and the good will grow. You're in control. You have to accept the fact that you are in full control and do not let the circumstances dictate your mood or your reality, because it's the other way around. It's whatever value you throw at those circumstances. Don't let them control you. You're in control. Because everything just is. You're always going to have the negative and the positive. Everything just is. Stay in the neutral and keep moving forward. Keep looking to stay in ease, to be at ease, to combine the being in the flow with the ease in order to be creative, in order to be able to create anything you want with your imagination, literally your reality. You got this.
What would you like to manifest?